The betrayal that changed everything. I never thought the person I trusted the most could hurt me like this. But that day, everything changed. My name is Emma, and for as long as I can remember, I've always believed in loyalty, honesty, and friendship. I thought those values were universal until I met Claire. Claire had been my friend for years, or so I thought. She smiled, laughed, and shared her life with me. We celebrated birthdays, holidays, and even our smallest victories together. I never suspected a shadow lurking behind her bright smile, a silent envy that slowly grew into something far more dangerous. It all began on a crisp Monday morning. I was buzzing with excitement, clutching the files for a project that could finally define my career. Months of work had gone into this, hours of planning, sleepless nights spent refining every detail. I was sure this project would be the one to finally show my boss what I was capable of. Claire was there too, as she always was, offering a reassuring smile. "You'll do great, Emma," she said. "I know it." I smiled back, believing her. Little did I know, those words were coated with a thin layer of poison. By mid-morning, subtle changes started. Emails I had drafted were mysteriously sent without my final review. Notes I had meticulously organized were moved, altered, and even deleted. I assumed it was a technical error at first, but when the patterns repeated, a creeping suspicion began to take root. Then, the meeting came. The room was tense. My boss praised Claire for the project presentation I had spent weeks perfecting. My heart sank, a heavy stone in my chest. I tried to speak, to clarify, but the words stuck in my throat. How could she? How could the person I trusted, the person I laughed with every day, take credit for my work? Anger surged through me, burning bright and hot. Betrayal, they say, is the cruelest emotion, and I was learning it firsthand. But beneath the anger, there was a quiet, calculating thought forming. I wouldn't confront her immediately. I needed to understand. I needed proof. For the next few days, I watched closely. Claire's every move, every smile, every word spoken. Slowly, the pieces fell into place. Emails, notes, subtle suggestions, all pointing to a careful orchestration of deceit. I had been outplayed, outsmarted, and outmaneuvered, but I would not let this end with me being the victim. The first step was patience. I documented everything meticulously, recording times, dates, messages, even small details that others might overlook. This wasn't just about revenge, it was about reclaiming my dignity. I wasn't going to stoop to anger or rash action. I needed a plan. And then opportunity came. Claire, confident in her deception, let her guard down during a casual conversation with a client. She repeated information that only I knew, inadvertently revealing the depth of her manipulation. I smiled politely, pretending ignorance, but inside, I was already preparing my next move. I decided to confront her with undeniable proof, a carefully prepared presentation highlighting the true origin of every idea, every step, every late-night effort I had invested. I knew my boss would see the truth, but it wasn't just about exposing her. It was about demonstrating that betrayal would not go unpunished, that cunning without conscience is ultimately fragile. The day of reckoning arrived. I walked into the office, calm and composed, my files in hand. Claire looked at me, a flicker of uncertainty crossing her face. Perhaps she sensed the storm I carried within, a storm forged from months of deception and heartbreak. I presented my case, step by step. Emails, documents, timelines, every piece meticulously laid out. The room was silent, the tension palpable. Claire tried to interject, to deny, but the evidence was overwhelming. My boss, previously impressed by Claire's performance, now looked at me with newfound respect and understanding. It was over. Justice, subtle but absolute, had been served. Claire's reputation suffered, and she could no longer hide behind her charming smile. As I walked away from the office that day, a strange sense of calm settled over me. The anger, though still flickering inside, was tempered by the satisfaction of truth prevailing. In the following weeks, life returned to a sense of normalcy. I focused on my work, my passions, and the friendships that were genuine. The experience left scars, yes, but also lessons, the most important being that trust is precious, and deceit can lurk where least expected. Looking back, I realized that betrayal, while painful, can also be transformative. It forced me to see the world with clearer eyes, to value authenticity over appearances, and to understand that resilience is born from facing adversity. I had been tested, and I emerged stronger, wiser, and more vigilant. So, if you ever find yourself in a situation where loyalty is broken and trust is shattered, remember